Hello, everyone, and thanks for listening. To understand why it may happen that people say one thing and then behave differently, we have to consider the culture they live in and the features of it that people aren't necessarily conscious of. People are plugged into a social life and a cultural life, but the two differ significantly. Any society, in fact, has a number of specific cultures. A society produces dominant cultures, that is, visible practices and attitudes, residual cultures, old cultural practices and attitudes, and emergent cultures. It's new social practices that challenge the dominant philosophy of life. So when people are questioned and we listen to them, they usually don't say one thing and then behave differently. In simple terms, they are not truly aware of cultural influence. And as for us, we aren't truly observing the culture they live in, about which people are not necessarily conscious. Indeed, we may talk of two types of culture: culture for those who live it, and culture for those who analyze it. Well, if we don't see and understand the culture and its various forms, we will possibly make wrong choices. And wrong choices usually are the ones which conflict with the prevailing culture and are sometimes destined to fail. This is an example of failure, Victoria's secret failure, to understand the new culture. In 2014, the Vice President, Stuart Burgdorfer, later stated, "Now the dominant focus is to understand the customer." As you can see on the left-hand side, you can see the wrong decision, on the right, the new strategy. The study we are going to show you is a small yet useful part of a broader cultural analysis. Imagine you had to understand youth culture in the UK for your marketing purposes. What do we start with? Imagine you would like to understand teenagers. Well, we can have an oracle, and its name is Big Data, or we can call it Mr. Holmes, but it won't talk about culture. So I decided to analyze teenagers' culture with no fixed initial hypothesis, but placing and understanding people in their contexts and in the world they really live in. I will call it a tabula rasa approach, useful to get insights before using immersive methods such as anthropology or ethnography or semiotics. So I make the decision to start with teenagers, idols, and models. Well, this is about top UK teen influencers. Questions arise such as, which are the archetypes? What do these models, these idols, express and represent? What specific youth culture? So I have collected live speeches, posts, comments, and interactions. So to get fresh and scientifically based hypotheses, I have used linguistic software tools. It's a branch of computational intelligence to assist our analysis. To go straight to the point, this is the first outcome. You can see three categories of meaning in teenagers' narrative, three main themes that help us frame youth culture. As the percentage shows, there is a balance among them. None of them is really dominant. Each of them is crucial. Here you can see some words, the most representative of each theme. Well, we aren't showing the entire list of words. It's too boring. Of course, we could use each word to go back to the original context, to the entire sentences, with the aim of understanding and labeling each cluster of meaning. Briefly, this is what we do want: to map the culture, to understand the dimension, to dive deeper into the meaning. As you can see, three big themes represent and depict young people's culture, or rather, people who are affecting the youth culture. Later, we need to define how narrative develops, to identify its structure. In this case, we can observe that Instagram is a crucial word. We know that the platform holds unique appeal because it captures the immediacy of the moment, ignites creative expression, and provides a connection to a like-minded community. Well, we are especially interested in understanding that creative expression that may guide us to a broader comprehension. Here is one of the final results: understanding the youth culture, the way adolescents and young adults live, the norms, values, and practices they share. Understanding what people think and do is crucial to understanding the relationship between social patterns and individual action, society and cultures, to grasp their current and emerging lifestyles, and first of all, to understand the change and avoid the failure of our strategies. So what have we learned from a cultural study? In this case, it's for Amazon. That, for example, if we were to communicate to teenagers, if we were to engage them, here are some suggestions, just few examples. For example, a peer-to-peer language is key. 2, dream big. That means having a compelling vision. 3, communicate the extraordinary. 4, culture. Be strongly optimistic about the surrounding culture, having a cultural vision, give answers to individual, social, and planet issues, and so on. So back to our first question: why people say one thing and then behave differently? They are not liars, of course. They simply aren't aware, or aren't necessarily aware of the culture they adhere to. Behaviors and attitudes are constantly changing. That's why it's a kind of a never-ending cycle. You think you know something, and then something unknown enters the picture. And that's why just trusting big data alone can lead us to miss something, while giving us the illusion that we already know everything. So it's up to us as observers and analysts. Now let's see the way Ikea adapts to local cultures whilst Ikea's values are preserved, to understand the importance of cultural management. Now I'm giving the floor to Nicolò. Thank you.
Thank you, Stefania, and thank you all. What does it mean to a brand, this lack of awareness that Stefania just showed us? In order to understand the clients and people needs, a brand has to listen to social and cultural trends, of course, but to be relevant, it has to act according to those trends. These are times in which we can't, as a brand, ignore cultural and social and human matters. We have to act as an active member of the different communities we take part in. That's why Ikea writes on its website that it wants to have a positive impact on local communities. Today, we will see how Ikea is trying to do that and how it generates specific Instagram content strategy for different countries in coherence with the particular country's emergent needs. In India, for example, Ikea developed a communication campaign that says, makes every day brighter. Times are changing in India, and so the Ikea campaign challenges Indians to change how they look at their home space too. Because if we can change our point of view, we will also able to find new solutions that can make our life at home brighter. They frequently use a multi-image joke on Instagram galleries that we can see here. First frame, they show the overall solution, and then we have a close-up in which we can discover a little secret. Those secrets can solve specific problems in Indian people daily life, but lives are all different, and that's why Ikea posts are often dedicated to specific kind of person, like moms, artists, or gamers. Their furnishing can adapt itself to every kind of common daily problem. But let's see how IKEA represents its target, what kind of narrativity is written in their communication from this point of view. The IKEA target is looking for organization and pragmatic solution. It's important to notice here that people, when they are present, are always together. The IKEA solutions are designed to be lived together, and that's the message. Indian people, as we already said, are reshaping their daily routine, so they need a guide to do that and to live home spaces in different ways. IKEA is showing on social media different ways in which we can achieve this point. IKEA Home Stories is an interesting format on Instagram TV that it's similar to Extreme Makeover Home Edition. In this format, IKEA experts meet with the Indian families to learn about their issue in terms of home living. We have some examples here, like lack of spaces or unorganized tasks. After that, IKEA solved this issue with their solutions. With this format, IKEA shows its expertise and the functional role of their furnishing and the effective impact of it in the daily life. Here we have a sum up of what we discovered analyzing Indian IKEA communication on its Instagram profile. As we said, we have a creative use of multi-image format, and we have a collective representation of the target that is, however, less present in the communication, only in the 13% of the analysis context. We also made a specific trend study using automatic cluster analysis technique on every single pixel of every single picture posted in the last 2 months. We discovered that the visuals have a warm hue as the dominant color in 70% of cases. They use less saturated color, but bright wood color in coherence with the IKEA payoff that is make everyday brighter. So we have everyday brighter and the bright wood color. We have also an AI technology of image recognition that helps us to tag automatically every single image with the keywords that you can see in this word cloud. The important point here is that person and families are so relevant, even if human presence isn't always detected. So the AI recognizes automatically the situations as also without human presence. See how IKEA adapts its communication on Instagram in a different way to a different country and to a different social and cultural context. In Germany, IKEA use its Instagram profile to frame entire home environments, showing the old solution. It labeled them with micro copies that describe the frame solution in a didactic way. IKEA use microcopy to explain the visual, exactly like the caption of painting in an exhibition. IKEA went to purpose to its German target aesthetic solution, combination, and patterns that the target can adopt. Using the hashtag main IKEA, which means my IKEA, the brands want to communicate that it provides solutions that can become yours. You can make your own into exactly what you want by choosing and combining IKEA solution. We can see this point also in the YouTube format in which IKEA interior designers give tips and advice and share their expertise with customers, giving interior design advice and ideas on how to combine the products. Another initiative that is interesting here is the launch of the Two Halves a Bay hashtag. That means at home with. With this dedicated campaign, IKEA Germany works in partnership with interior designers or interior design related influencers that are a different kind of experts. They are supposed to be reliable on social media to give tips and suggestions to its target. When Ikea says, "My Ikea, Ikea is yours," it's saying at the same time, leave your home with others, interior designers, influencers that can be on your side while you are choosing how to decorate your home. Ultimately, we have the key evidences in this chart. IKEA Germany chose to present the entire environment solution in a single static image. You all the info that you need to understand the effect of a specific combination of elements. Using our automated color trend analysis, we discovered that visuals have a warm hue as dominant color in 60% of cases, and also here, but with a really different communication output. Here we have also the word cloud. Design is the main keyword this time. If you remember, in fact, IKEA in this country give much relevance to the interior design expert role presenting furnishing solutions. IKEA adopts in content strategy to specific country needs. IKEA has developed different brand images in different countries in order to fit within cultural and social needs and specific behavior of the target without changing its values. And that's all. Thank you.